I'm standing on the flood bank, which is protecting a small number of houses over to my right. The North Sea eroding this away at a rate of perhaps a couple of metres a year.
The issue at Kilnsea was that it's an area that's low-lying and so affected by flooding, but also there's a coastal erosion issue and a small number of houses protected by an embankment that was about to be eroded away. We needed to make fast decisions about what to do in a place where it wasn't clear that we were going to be able to fund the work ourselves. We went into this in not an ideal way. We announced that there was going to be a problem. 60 properties in an area that's potentially floodable, and about 8 directly in the line of fire. So obviously those residents, the MP, the local authority, all became involved very, very quickly.
Because of the way the situation was handled initially, there was a great deal of mistrust in the community of the Environment Agency. We thought that really all they were going to do was go through the motions of trying to find a solution to the problem that we had, and then tell her that actually, for the number of people involved down here, there wasn't really a solution that they could justify financially, and that they were going to walk away and leave us.
It was a very angry community. We had made an announcement that it wasn't going to be possible. We were effectively abandoning this community, was the way this was perceived.
This came to a head at a public meeting which we had. At that meeting, Philip Wynne announced that he'd managed to secure £100,000 worth of funding to build this flood bank for us down here. Two things we realised from that meeting. One, that having meetings like that was not the way forward. We really needed to be operating in a much smaller way. And the other thing we realised that was the fact that he put the work in and got this £100,000 on the table there for us. We realised that the Environment Agency actually were serious about finding a solution to our problems.
After going through a very low period with some very unhappy meetings, a local action group was set up, which initially I'm sure was there with the intention of trying to fight the Environment Agency. But very fortunately, those people decided that the only way through this was to actually convert it round into a small group that represented local people, but that would work with the Environment Agency to find a solution.
Although you might think, well, we shouldn't have done all that, the bad-tempered stuff at the beginning, actually it was quite good, because it did sort of clear the air, and once it had been said and it didn't need to be said again.
Using the Building Trust with Communities process, I believe, is now an essential way forward for working with communities in areas where there are important and difficult schemes that need to be delivered. We'll only be able to make headway if we adopt these kinds of approaches. Our
idea of something like the Environment Agency, it's just big and anonymous, and you're never going to speak to the same person twice. And if you've got a number you can ring, and or even an email address, and you know that the person that you're going to get through to, it's the same person and they know you, and it's much easier once you've got some sort of a personal contact like that.
And so what we've done is build a new bank further back with assistance particularly from local people contributing to the project, and in fact local people are going to maintain this embankment in the long term.